Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. Over the past 7 years, we've understood what matters most to you, the entrepreneur. And in year 8, we're taking head-on two of your most pressing concerns, that of funding and mentoring. I'm Sunanda Jayasheelan. On the show tonight, to the influencer conversations. First up is SmartEnviro Systems. On the other side of a break is Data Marshal. Talk to us about that journey. Talk to us about waste management, organic waste management, the opportunities, the challenges, and the way forward for the company. Good having you on the show. Let's talk about your journey. I noticed you were launched about 6-7 years ago. You're one of the leading players now when it comes to products and solutions in this space. What's that been like for you?
First of all, let me thank you for calling me on the show. I have been in the field of solid waste management for past 25 years. Based on my experience in the centralized waste management facilities like waste to energy or even waste to compost, employing windrow composting, I found that most of these projects have failed due to the technological failures or the commercial viability. So we thought that the decentralized waste management is the solution to this problem. We started working on that based on our knowledge of process, technology, engineering, and manufacturing. That's how we started this journey of centralized waste management plants.
I noticed you work on a model that's called the decentralized organic waste treatment. For the sake of clarity of your viewers, just run us through what that really is.
It is basically the processing of the waste, mainly the wet waste, in the premises of the waste generator, like in a residential complex or a commercial complex or hotels or institute, etc.
Sure.
The waste is collected and processed in the premises. This is very healthy way of doing the waste management, and it really helps the users because they can treat the waste as soon as it is generated, and they really need not wait for the municipal services to pick up the waste from their premises.
I want to talk about the government's push as far as the Swachh Bharat is concerned. There is also, I understand, the municipal solid waste rules that came up in 2016. What sort of impact has that had on your business?
When the Prime Minister Modi takes the broom in his hand and starts sweeping the streets as a symbolic gesture to launch the Swachh Bharat movement, it had a huge impact on people at large. That paved the way to look at this waste management problem in a more serious way. In our country, we generate something like 62 million tons of municipal solid waste per day, out of which almost 50% is the organic waste in which we are specialized to treat. So these acts of Municipal Solid Waste Act of 2016 has made it mandatory for all the municipal corporations, the local bodies and the bulk generators to treat the waste as per the statutes given in the Act.
You work on a tailor-made solution for your clients. Elaborate a little more on that.
See, we have a basket of products ranging from a capacity of 50 kilograms per day to about 300 tons per day of organic waste. So based on the customer's requirement, we generally study the quantity and the quality of waste they generate, how much space they have available for the waste treatment, what is the status of their power availability, and of course the budget for capex and opex. Based on all these considerations, we provide a tailor-made solution for the specific problem of the client. So you can imagine we have clientele ranging from residential complexes, corporate offices, including IT parks, and our clients are like Google, Microsoft, Walmart. In fact, we have established a project in Dhirubhai Ambani Convention Center in BKC, Mumbai. We also have installations in Gram Panchayats in state of Himachal Pradesh, in Maharashtra, and we also have projects in Shillong, and we also cater to the temple complexes in Andhra Pradesh. So looking at this variety of clientele we have served, it goes to show that we can offer customer-specific, tailor-made solutions.
This is a rather niche but very crucial area in the country. So maybe you can talk to us about some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome both as a company and as an industry when it comes to waste management in the country.
Basically, there are technical problems like lack of segregation at source. Even high-end societies and all that, we have found that they are not ready to segregate properly. So this is one of the problems, because segregation plays a very important role in treatment of municipal solid waste. And if we have to make a good product out of the waste, the contamination can spoil the product. The other problem is that lack of adequate funding for these kind of projects and the awareness among the public and the government. As you may be aware that world over, the treatment of waste, these services are charged with tipping fees based on polluter pays principle. Unfortunately, in our country, we don't follow such concepts. We don't feel that it is important to pay for the services adequately. That is one of the problems we face in our business. Even the government is not in a position to fully compensate for adequate treatment of the waste. That is what they should look for. Even the Municipal Solid Waste Act 2016 is not implemented in most of the states, except for the states like developed states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, or Delhi, NCR, Delhi, etc. The people don't take it seriously, and the stringent actions are not taken by the implementation agencies. This is another problem we face.
Okay, let's wrap this interview up. Maybe you can talk to us about what the next 10 years are looking like for you.
We have been in this field for the past 5 years now. We started developing these techniques of waste management through mechanized composting, which replaced the manual composting methods. Initially, it was a semi-mechanical composting machines. Then we automated these machines. The automated machines could monitor and control the operations of the machines locally. Now we are into introduction of technology through IoT system installed in our machines, which can monitor and control the machines from a remote place. So this is where we are today. As you will see, the future is very bright. There is so much of potential. We want to be global leaders in organic waste management. with footprint all across India, and of course we want to expand globally.
We were just talking about, the opportunities, of course, but also the challenges when it comes to your industry. So maybe a last question can be what you would want to tell a young entrepreneur who's perhaps starting out in this space about, what you want them to keep in mind when it comes to the waste management industry in India?
I think with all this Make in India and the type of opportunities available, this is the best time for the entrepreneurs to come into the fray. They can grab these opportunities with both hands. I think the young entrepreneurs need to put in a lot of hard work, and they should have passion for the type of business they want to go in for.
Thank you so much for your time here on the show.
Okay, Sunanda, thank you very much.
Let's dip into a short break. The management of Data Marshall joining us on Leaders of Tomorrow. When we come back, do stay tuned. Back in just a moment. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight continuing our conversation as far as the influences is concerned with Data Marshall. Ravi Ryali, the co-founder and director of Data Marshall, a healthcare revenue analytics firm, joining us on the show. Ravi, good having you here. You're a 17-year-old company in this space, very niche, of course. Where did the inspiration for this really come about? Talk to us about that.
In 2000, when the Indian market opened for the insurance companies, private players enter into the Indian market, I was just contemplating an idea of creating a web portal, online web portal, which give a facilitation for the insurance policyholders and the insurance companies to interact online, selling, buying, servicing. With these kind of thoughts, I approached the large private insurance companies with the idea. In 2000, they told me, Ravi, you are too early to this market. Still, we are in the initial stage of launching these products in the Indian market. And internet really is not so prominent in those days. So I think you have to start this idea after 10 years of these things. But I've not left there. I started creating a web portal called samraksha.com and started selling insurance policies offline while I'm developing the web portal. Within a short period, with the innovative way of selling the policies in the market, the name spread across the circles. In those particular days, there's an opportunity knocked my door as a subcontracting opportunity from one of our known sources from the US. They thought Ravi is in insurance business. They thought I'm in the US insurance business. But when they came to know that I'm doing Indian business, and I told them honestly that I didn't know ABCD about American healthcare business, they said, no, don't worry. You have the passion for service industry. That is more than sufficient for us. We will teach you how to do that. That's when I've taken that opportunity. And when I really taken that opportunity, I took 2 months' time from that vendor to understand the market and the processes. That's when I thought this is the business where I should be.
When it comes to your business, you talk about the 360-degree model. What does that really mean when it comes to the healthcare revenue analytics space, Ravi?
360-degree approach is one of the unique approaches which we have been practicing for the last 7 years. When I say 360-degree, I'll just take one step back and explain to you the business model of this healthcare industry. We have 3 entities in this business. It is patient, provider, and payer. The entire healthcare business model is revolved around these three people. As a company, Data Marshall, we thought covering these three areas, patient, provider, and payer. Patient, the person who takes the service. Provider, a doctor or hospital who offers the services. And payer, the health insurance companies who offer the health plans and who pays the cashless hospital system. So we thought these are the three areas interlinked. Let's focus on the three areas. Develop services around these three areas. Get the expertise of those services and start serving the people. That's when we identified an opportunity for us to create a model of 360 degrees, covering all three entities on the revenue analytical side, on the clinical documentation side, and on the compliance and the security side.
Sure.
So today, I think I can proudly say that one of the very few companies who understand the 360 degree of view, and Data Marshall is one among those companies.
You're present across 22 states in the US, I notice. What can you tell us about your domestic plans? What plans for India?
We have certainly great plans and bigger plans in Indian market. Indian market is emerging now. For the last 10 years, the kind of changes what we are very closely observing in the Indian healthcare system, especially the cashless hospital system, and more people are getting into the health insurance policies, though right now it is at 27% of the population is slowly covered. And thanks to the current government, which they have started a great initiative like Ayushman Bharati, which is a kind of so-called Modi Care. With these kind of initiatives, we are seeing a great opportunity. Companies like us, which is a data-driven analytical organization, which can bring a lot of value in the areas of care management, revenue enhancement to the stakeholders, compliance, and the audit piece. So these are the areas what we are seeing a great opportunity for Indian market.
Okay, we're running out of time on this interview. Ravi, let's talk about what the next 10 years are possibly looking like for you.
What we are talking to our team members and their stakeholders, it is small to scalability. Today, we are a small and medium size. Move up in the value chain, scalability. Before we make this statement, is that Data Marshall is geared up to reach that scalability stage. First of all, is the market is there for that? Is the potential is there? Yes. As I told you, America is an abundant market, excellent market opportunities in America, India, Middle East, and Australia, and of course some portion of the UK. These are the emerging markets. So their opportunities are there in this sector for us to grow. Are we ready for that? Yes. As I told you, from the day one of the inception of the company, we are keep on driving our force to identify the new service offering, new areas of value additions to the clients. So as in 17 years, Data Marshall horizontally grown with a lot of service offerings to the healthcare market. Now the target is for us to grow vertical, that is the scalability. And technologically, domain expertise, people, and tools. Data Marshall is ready now. We have laid a foundation for a strong platform for us to take up to the next level. Especially, healthcare market is getting into a lot of transformation in terms of technology changes. Data Marshall has already started that, having an in-house software team, adopting the new technologies, building tools and analytical platforms, and offering services on those platforms. So next 10 years goal is to a technology-driven service company meeting up the challenges which are happening in the dynamic healthcare system, and new areas to capture the market with the technology.
Sure.
So again, I repeat, small to scalability, Data Marshal is ready to take up the scalability of the to reach the goals of the huge market penetration with our technology and the domain expertise.
To talk about the fact that, with the evolution of data, and for a company that's in such a highly niche industry and a niche space like yours, what have been the changes that you've seen given the evolution of technology?
How the technology is evolving in the market, I think definitely companies, small and medium companies like us, always should look forward to to adopt the market situations and the scenarios. I think Data Marshal is far ahead in that space. Though we have started as a purely service-oriented company, last few years, we are changing ourselves into a technology-enabled services company. What does it mean? For every service offering, what we are offering to the market in the healthcare market, are technology-driven. Your workflows are technology-driven. Your innovative tools, what we develop, analytical tools with the latest technologies, the so-called artificial intelligence and machine learning, because healthcare market is now driving or going to drive with the artificial intelligence and the machine learning, especially the revenue analytical space, which is more driven by the technology. So we have already geared up those kind of situations. We have an excellent in-house software development team coupled with the domain knowledge. We have seen in the market, there are companies with a high technology capabilities but less domain expertise. We have seen companies with a high domain expertise with a less technology capabilities. So we thought, let's have a balance in both the areas. I think that's where the kind of unique tools on the analytical space, what we are producing, those are all really appreciated by the clients because we are coupled with the domain expertise and the technology. Okay. So we are certainly in the right path of catching up the new technology changes which are happening in the market. And as I told you, it's a continuous learning and continuous process driven. So we are ahead of the curve in terms of the technology.
Ravi, thanks very much for your time tonight. All right, completely out of time on this episode. Our contact details coming up on your screens in just a moment to let us know what you thought of either of these two interviews. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.